I'm James Morton and I've just finished recording my major 251's Series 2. This series is a continuation of 251's Series 1, and in this series we start to look at improvising a bit more. So it's a slightly more advanced series and we're starting to play more and get a bit more creative in this one. In Series 1, we start to look at the chord sequence, understand how it sounds, look at some basic scales and arpeggios that go with the chord sequence, and really just start to understand what this is and demystify it a bit. In this series, we start to actually start improvising over the chord sequence and start to have a bit more fun with it. Anyone who wants to start learning how to improvise on jazz and over jazz changes, 251's is where you start. This is the foundation. This is the most common popular chord sequence in jazz music. Pretty much every jazz standard you'll find 251's. So this is really where it all starts. Using a really groovy backing track in the key of concert B flat. So for altos, that's our G. So we're doing a 251 in G major. We're using the same backing track as Series 1 because we're building all these concepts, ideas, knowledge, and foundation. So by using the same backing track, we can just start to add more stuff and become more comfortable with it, and start to grow our understanding and our level of improvisation with this chord sequence. There's 6 lessons in this Series 2, and there's more playing, there's more interactive playing, so we use the backing track a lot in this series. The first few lessons are again just adding a little bit more understanding about what's going on with these chords and the scales and arpeggios, but then the bulk of the series is to start to improvise and play over these chords using the backing track. In this series, we'd start to talk about guide tones, which are the 3rd and the 7th notes of each chord. And through this, we start to have an understanding of how these chords melt into each other, how they resolve into each other. So we start to have an understanding of the movement of the chords and how they resolve. When I was first starting out learning the saxophone and starting to improvise with jazz music, I found the theory of it really difficult, and I had to work very hard at it to understand it. I also, because of the way I am, found it kind of boring just looking at books. So what I'm doing in this series is designing a way for you to incorporate some of this theory, but in a way that's really fun, where you're still playing, where you're playing along with a really cool backing track, which is other live musicians recorded onto a tape. So I'm basically trying to make learning this theory fun. Quite a lot in the series, we're using the backing track. I'm playing with the backing track and then asking you to play. There's some interactivity between you and I whilst the backing track's playing. So I leave space for you to play sometimes, and hopefully it's a really informative and fun way of getting to grips with these 251's and starting to improvise on them. There's also a tone and gear section if you want to check out my setup, find out more about my saxophone, reeds, mouthpiece, slings, all the bits, all the kit. I'm talking about it all on there, so go to the tone and gear section if you want to find out more about my setup. These major 251 series all follow on for each other, so we keep on building our understanding, our knowledge, and keep on learning new concepts, new notes, new ways to improvise. So check out this series 2, and then after there's lots more on series 3 where we're going into more notes, more improv concepts, and lots more playing. In essence, this series gives you the basic foundation to start playing jazz and start improvising with jazz. So if you're interested in doing that, this is a brilliant way to start. Hopefully it's fun and interactive and will give you the tools to start improvising with this style of music. I'm James Morton. This is ProMusicTutor.com. If you want to learn how to play like the pros, then learn from the pros. See you soon. Thank you.